But see, the people who really think they know us, our enemies, that's who they really think know us. And it's sad because they don't. They don't know us at all.
Of course they fucking know.
Now, I know that our supporters appreciate us. You know how much they love you, Grace. They just adore you. I love that. I love that for you. I love that for them. But do you know who really hates us?
Who there?
Our haters. I mean, they hate us. They're really upset. Like, for them to do what they're doing and for God to have pulled back the veil of the universe just long enough for me to be able to see what they were doing. You know what, Grace? We were so busy talking earlier. You never told the people who I am.
I sure did.
We totally skipped over that part. Hey, Murph.
Hi, Murph. I hope the little ones are doing okay.
I just find it. See, everyone swears to God I'm such a big mouth. They swear to God I just tell everything and anything. They think because I've so easily allowed some very uncomfortable truths for some other people to come out of my mouth that means that I done told everything I know. That's impossible. I can remember all I know. Ooh. And I don't forget shit. Now that one, I'm sure went over a lot of people's heads. But that's okay. We're going to make sure it drops on the right ones at the right time.
Kamikaze style. How you hoes like that?
You know, people talk about my accuracy and my efficacy with such rage and disdain. You know, what's funny is that story I was telling you about that person that was sitting there looking at me like I was some kind of broke down invalid because I was sitting there going through pain. You want to know what was funny? When he was laying there on the ground, bleeding out the side of his ear. Do you know what he said? How the hell did she get up so fast? I couldn't believe that's all he had to say.
Girl, not that you bust somebody upside the head.
No, listen to me. I'm sitting there. I'm broke down. I'm hurting, right?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with adrenaline. I think people tend to forget the spirit is what operates the body. The body ain't nothing but a vehicle.
I told them last time.
I don't think people understand how this works.
We should break it down for them.
Y'all ain't strong enough to play with me. I don't think y'all understand. Girl, I was sitting there in that chair, broke down 1 second. And when I told my machine it was time to move, oh my goodness. He couldn't even believe it. This little broke down thing sitting there all afflicted, sitting there and distorted in pain, looked like they couldn't even move. And while he was laying on the ground, he asked, how'd she get up so fast? It took me less than 15 seconds to get up on my feet, past him, pick up the folding chair that was right next to him, and bash him 3 times in his head. He didn't even realize he was going down. He just knew he was down. Never fuck with something that has a low center of gravity and knows how to manipulate anatomy. See, what they don't want to tell you is why they scared. What they don't want to tell you is why they should be afraid. See, they got y'all convinced. This isn't about terrorizing me because I'm some kind of punk and I can't handle the pressure and whoop-de-woo and why. No, this is about putting me in a position where they know that I'll do what I'm capable of doing so they can tell you I'm a monster, I'm a terrible person, and you need to be afraid of me. See, they want me to show you what I'm prepared and trained to do. See, that's what all of the gaslighting attempts are about. That's what all of the doxing is about. That's what all of the foolishness is about. It's about triggering me, inflaming me, because when you have somebody with my abilities, fight or flight isn't an option. It's a life. I guess people don't understand when I tell them I'm military trained. I guess people don't understand when I tell them my father is a Marine. I guess people don't understand when I tell them Semper Fi is the code that I was raised under. Okay. I guess people don't believe when I tell them I don't need a gun to defend my life. Okay. I do survival training, obstacle courses for fun. You, oh child, did I ever tell you about, do you remember that time when me and Unc got into it because I told him I was climbing that mountain in my sandals? Whether he liked it or not, I was going to do it. You remember that? Yeah. We got into a stone cold argument because I got about 2/3 up the side. And then I had to lose the sandals. And then I was on them rocks barefoot on that mountain. And guess what? And guess what? It was the highest I had ever been. It was the highest I had ever been. And I wasn't going to stop because it was right there. And all I had to do was keep going. And it was right there. Child, when I tell you I had to come down that mountain barefoot, hand and feet, like I'm playing Twister. I made it back down safe, barefoot. And Odell just looked at, this is not wise. You act like you want to hurt yourself. Why are you doing, you remember that, baby? You got on me. Ooh, he got on me. He got on me about how crazy I looked. And there was another woman as I'm working my way down on my hands and feet. Because I see what happened was I caught a muscle spasm. And I was throbbing. And I didn't have my pain cream relief on me. And I'm sitting there. And she come in the proper shoes with her walking stick and all of her gear. And I'm sitting there like I'm just, playing in a meadow like a barefoot child chasing lightning bugs. And she was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I had to try it. I had to." She said, "I understand." She said, "I'm surprised you made it that far with what you got on." She said, "I couldn't have done it. That's why I got my walking shoes." And I'm like, "I know. Next time I'm going to come prepared." I said, "But I was here. I had to try it." And Odell is just looking at me. This was not wise. Why are you trying to hurt yourself? Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And I said to him, it's not about whether or not it makes sense. It's the moment. It's not about whether or not I'm going to get hurt or if it's a waste of time. Or that's not what I was worried about. See, I told myself 2.5 years ago over there on South Mountain that I was going to push myself to the point where even after the age of 50, I would be able to do every last one of those. Mm-hmm. On my feet. No matter what I'm wearing. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't about me thinking that I could pull it off. See, I already knew I couldn't pull it off. I knew that. I knew that when I looked at my Jesus Christ 11 sandals, open toe sandals. I knew I didn't have that climb. Not warmed up, haven't properly stretched. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. But what if I could?
Right.
See? What if I was just talking shit on myself because I was lazy or because I was afraid or because I didn't want to not be able to get it done in front of my man and show him that I'm a weak ass bitch rather than the warrior fucking woman that I am? What if all I cared about is I don't give a fuck if I can't do it. I'm going to do it anyway. Now, I could have made it. I mean, I got close. Funny thing is I got closer to reaching the top of that peak barefoot in those sandals than I had ever done with shoes on before. Ain't that a bitch?
I love it. Like,
it wasn't the shoes. It was my determination.
Yeah.
It wasn't the shoes. Because every other time I had tried to get up there, it fast because it's a shortcut, see. See, you could walk around the long way to get to that part of the mountain peak trail, which allows you to see all of Tempe and all of Arizona at the same time. It's such a beautiful stride. And all we had to do was take the extra 5 minutes and we could have got to that trail and I could have been to that same spot the easy way. Without the muscle spasms and without having to climb down backwards on your hands and feet barefoot on the side of a mountain. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to do any of that. I could have just took the long way and walked in and got the view. And I mean, the view is there and it can be had on the easy walk any day. But on that day, the shortcut was there. And see, we was on a time schedule and I wanted to get the view, get the exercise, and make a little personal self-history at the same time. I was multitasking. But I just heard it. Stop being a pussy and fucking try it, bitch. And when I hear those words in my head, it's just go time.
Right.
It's go time. You want to just give me cash? And I go get it myself? I don't know what. Never mind. Come on. I don't know what's going on, but we going. I know. I know. I don't know. My point is, you gotta ask yourself what kind of person does stuff like that. What kind of woman with my physical complications? What kind of woman? What kind of woman would be willing to potentially put herself in great physical harm just to prove to herself that she can do something that she hasn't done before?
Please.
See, that kind of mind. That kind of mind. Ooh, see, that kind of mind, it's tricky because, you know, when you have an adversary who's trying to quantify how to beat you, but they don't even know what you're capable of, see, that's not an adversary at all. What that is a victim in the making.
Girl, you better let them know.
See, that's what that is. That's a victim in the making.
Yeah.
You know, you thought it was sweet. See?
I love it when they think it.
Lucky Strikes. Go. I'm just saying, like I was saying when we first started. Go. That fool. That fool. He really thought because I was sitting there and I was distended in pain and that I was, you know, in my own personal agony that I didn't have the ability to put his ass on the ground. He was mistaken.
smarter.
He was mistaken. Cause see what he saw. What was easy prey. What he saw was a victim. What he saw was what he thought was what they call back at home sweet. See, what he didn't know is that that little girl's been shooting guns since she was 6 years old. And even though I might need reading glasses, I see out of scope just fine. Better than most. What's wrong? What happened? You needed me to grab it? What? Oh. See, when you were raised to be a soldier, and when your mind was trained to lead men, some people might consider that a problem.
I don't. Girl.
No, some people do. Some people do. Some people find me a problem. Because it doesn't matter how many times you attack me, I ain't gonna stop. It doesn't matter how many times you rip me apart. As long as I have the ability to regenerate whatever it is that God gave me to make me great, oh, nigga, trust me, when I heal up, it's on.
Okay.
It's on.
It's go time. Girl.
I don't care if you take one of my eyes. Nigga, as long as I got one left, you gone. Let me heal up. Let me get it together. See, they don't understand what I am.
That's why I just look at them. I'm just looking at them. I can't wait.
They don't understand what I am. And see, that's why that little idiot girl over there, Joshua, what?
Who, Josh Ray?
That fool. Or maybe that isn't her name, because there's so many of them.
So many.
So many of them. I just find it funny how hit dogs holler. Because she over there hollering right now.
Where is she?
Yeah, she over there hollering right now. I mean, it was crazy. Before I got the award, she did this whole situation about she knew where we was and we was doxxed and we was popped and she was moving into a new house and she was doing this and she was doing. They don't talk no more. They don't dance no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. Yeah. That's a big. Jack's out. That's a big story tonight.
That's it.
And then a bunch of other stupid shit that don't mean nothing about nothing. Because nothing from nothing leads to nothing. I don't know if you remember. No, she gonna take that laugh with her to hell. That's gonna be her entrance.
Girl.
They're gonna hear her. And they go, oh, there she go, let her in. She got a reservation. That's how that gonna go. That's exactly how that gonna go.
Yes.
Like, it's just funny. Because usually, you know, the whole process behind hit dogs hollering is this. You go and pretend like you done your big one while you're trying to figure out how to recover. Because the truth is you're suffering. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, I'm telling you, There's something wrong with with those children who like lose their parents when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess you feel a bit abandoned, you feel like an orphan.
Mm.
You know, I guess.
Mm.
Well, you remember when Nicki? You remember when Nicki Minaj went crazy on Megan Thee Stallion talking about lying on your dead mama, lying on your dead mama. Remember that?
Oh Lord.
You don't remember that?
Girl, you know I don't listen to Nicki and
When Nicki Onika kept teasing Megan, talking about she was lying on her dead mama. Apparently, there's nobody that Megan Thee Stallion has a problem with lying on, even herself. It's just wild to me.
It's a shame.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Girl, what happened?
We gotta put a new name on the prayer list, Grace.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. Lady by the name of Barbara.
Mm.
Was suffering with Limkins, with that Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear she got it real bad.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Grace, I hear she got it so bad, she about to die on her own child. Her only child.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
We got to pray for her because that little girl ain't gonna know what to do with herself without her mama, without her mama.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I'm just curious. That poor child is probably so lost at the thought of having to find their way through this world without that guidance, that love.
Mm.
She seems to be a little bit of angry. You know, it's you know, I guess it's a blessing that that little child understands technology. I guess that's what keeps her company.
That's a shame.
Her poor mama. Her poor mama.
Mm.
You know, I remember watching my manager, Richard Nichols from The Roots. He had a rare form of Hodgkin's. Came out of nowhere. It's funny how certain people just cancer that can't be fixed or cured. You know, they said Rich, his cancer was incurable. I mean, it finally took him. It did. It finally took him. Back in 2014, I flew up from Louisiana for the funeral. Funeral was a month after he died. Yeah, but the thing is, he had been reported dead for 2 months. When they announced that Rich was dead, he was